right, we are here with Nikki Bella. Hello.
Hello, what's
the
up?
Star of Total Bellas.
Yes, I like that. That is right.
Now, I don't know if we could have this interview happen because I know you're an Eagles fan, right?
Die hard Eagles, baby.
Well, you've got an arch rival right here because my friend AJ plays for the Washington Redskins right now.
Oh, man.
So,
And I actually, in the preseason of last year, I was on Tampa Bay. And I actually was the person that hurt Carson Wentz's ribs. So I feel bad, you know what I'm saying?
So it's not-
You should. I feel like I need to walk away.
I was about to say she's going to walk away
I feel
now.
like I'm
Thanks.
being disloyal.
Right.
Yeah.
Eagles, I'm so sorry. Just know I'm doing this for WrestleMania, but I love you guys.
That would be great if you're like, you jerk, and then leave.
But I'm not going to lie. I love Coach Reed, too. So,
So how has this been going for you so far? It's got to be a whirlwind of just press and just show up to Orlando and go.
Yes, it literally, so I got here yesterday and it's just been insane the whole time. But that's what I love about WrestleMania week. Like, even though we're always on no sleep and by the time you get to Sunday, you're like, oh, now I got to go do the biggest match of my life.
Yep.
But it's just like everyone worldwide realizes how important it is. And everyone comes here from all over the world and they just want to soak it in. So I love it.
And you guys have a match that, I mean, I know that's the match I'm so excited to see.
Yes.
The build-up.
The best build of any WrestleMania match, period.
Oh, thank you
Period.
guys. Yeah. You know what? I've learned so much doing this. You know, when they told me a few months ago, like, this is what you're doing, at first I was like, oh, John, I'm sorry. Are you okay? Like, are you going to be okay with this match? Because I felt like I was taking away Mania. And he was so pumped. But I realized as we took something that maybe people were like, oh, whatever, and we made people invested, and we knew we had to get real.
Yeah.
And it got real.
It got real.
Yeah.
Real fast.
You all saw Tuesday night, right?
Yes,
Tuesday
it
night was
crazy.
I had front row seats to the roast.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah.
I remember, we're talking about the fact that the fake episodes of Total Bellas was great that they were doing. It was,
good.
Might not have been great for you, but
No, I laughed.
I
laughed.
It was great to watch it. It was amazing. And then I remember the final episode. I was like, yo, I don't know what John and Nikki are going to say coming out after that, but this is going to be rough. And John went out to have probably, if not the best, definitely one of the best promos he's ever done, and definitely the best since he was feuding with The Rock, and he called out The Rock about writing his
Oh my God,
promo
how
on
good
his
was that?
Like, since then, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that it got to this point from a feud that a lot of people, like, I always thought the feud was going to be great.
Yeah.
Strictly because it's John Cena, it's
Right.
The Miz. You and Maryse both do great work as well.
Oh, well, thank
so
you.
there's so many people in the feud that are actual great performers that there was no way it wouldn't be great. But the fact that you guys have had this build to this point, how does that feel for you?
Oh, it feels incredible. Like, I have been on cloud 9, but it's made me even more excited for, like, everything. And I feel so grateful and fortunate. Like, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, like, I'm the luckiest girl in the world because I get to go to the grandest stage of them all with my man.
Yeah.
Like, who can say that? Like, I get to be next to the love of my life.
You and Miss Elizabeth, that's about it.
Exactly.
I was stoked to go I was stoked to go to Hawaii with my wife and go on a helicopter tour. I'm like, we're balling. We're not walking
I'm going to WrestleMania.
You're walking out a ramp in front of like 70,000 people.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's balling.
Well, and then it was cute. I go, I'm John, so I have something silly to ask you. And he's like, what? I'm like, so about our entrance, I was thinking, and he's like, Nicole, we'll just keep it simple. I'm like, no, I think maybe we can do this or do that. Like, I had all these crazy ideas, and he's just looking at me like, wow. But I'm so insanely excited.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say, we were talking about it off the air. I have so much respect for you as a performer, strictly because you came in not as a wrestler, you came in as a model.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of women that come in. I'm a fan of the sport. There's a lot of women, and not just women, there's football players that come in and just ride off that laurel as well. And you came in as a model, and you came in and learned the business and became a fantastic in-ring performer. And that doesn't always happen. And I got to give you your props for that, because that doesn't happen as often as it should, and you got to get your props for that. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. That means so much, because I feel like, you know, especially being a heel for so long, there's such a perception of me and my sister.
Yeah.
And we love this business. I love to wrestle. At the end of the day, like, you could take away all the glam. I love wrestling, but because of the perception and the kind of girls they like us to play, there's always been such a perception of my sister and I. And not that I need to get the credit, because I get it from the people that I need it, who are behind the scenes.
But you bust your ass. You want to.
You do.
You work hard.
I broke my neck in that damn ring.
Yes. You want to be recognized for that, and it's got to feel good to see people coming out like AJ and myself who when you're in the ring and when you're on television, I'm not fast forwarding because I know it's going to be an entertaining match and tell great stories in the ring, and it's badass.
And it didn't just start because that build to SummerSlam with Stephanie was incredible.
So we have no question.
It gives me chills now. That was like so insane. Like, and you know, it's already like intimidating being in there with your boss and having to do that. And Brie, I mean, she had to start cutting promos with Stephanie and Triple H. And it's like, hey kid, here you go. And it was like,
here's the lines, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I know when I goof on my boss, there's a line where I'm like, oh boy, I went too far.
Yeah, am I going to be fired after this?
Right. Oh boy.
And that would go through our heads like, oh, well, maybe we shouldn't do our facials too much because they're going to be like, oh, taking advantage. So I'd be like, because I didn't want to be like, and then they're like, you're out of here. It was just, I mean, but that was so fun.
You mentioned that obviously we've been loving the build for this match, and you said it's got real. What moment was it where you felt like, okay, maybe we're going a little too far? Whether it be something that you guys said or something that Miz and Maryse said?
You know, I think it went too far right from the beginning. I mean, when you gave them a mic, they just went right in. And it was like
first talking smack right after. It was just crazy right off the top.
And you know, I think, I mean, there's already been that tension with Maryse and I for so many years, and you got to see a little bit on Total Divas, but it was like literally like, here's the playground. Go ahead, kids. Like, you know, say what you want. And so I felt like it got extremely real that first night. First night the story started.
And what's funny to me is the fact that when you guys keep bringing up, like, the best thing about the feud is the fact that even though when Miz and Maryse say something and it hits a chord and it might be funny or it might be serious, but it's a real moment, and then you and John can both flip it and be like when they brought up, well, I don't like her because she kept me out of here. And they're like, well, you're here now, so if I, if I didn't want you here, you still wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
Like, he's still John Cena, so realistically, if he really didn't want you here, like, he wouldn't be here, you know what I'm saying?
So I blocked it when I was unemployed. I didn't have a contract yet. Their company didn't know I was with John. But now I have how many seasons Total Divas under my belt? Executive producer of Total Divas and Total Bellas. And I've been with this man, living with him for 5 years, and now you can be back? Like, if I blocked it then, why the hell wouldn't I block it now?
Right now you have way more.
I got way more. I mean, if we want to talk about pool.
I got the juice now. I don't know what you thinking.
So
I got to thank you for Total Bellas and Total Divas because that made my wife like wrestling. You know what I mean? Like,
totally.
Like, it was like she always tolerated it. Like, I thought that one of the greatest moments I realized I married the right woman when she was able to say the best there is, the best there was, the best there was.
Oh my God, I love that.
Like, wait. And she's like, I guess I'm picking up on this. This is weird. But when she started watching Total Bellas and Divas, and she's just like, I love this show.
That's so cool.
And it's appointment watching for us, and it's, you know, it's turned a corner for her where she's like enjoys watching you guys wrestle.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I think it's
that's
awesome.
Cool. I hear that a lot from men, and that's what makes me so happy because, you know, when we first started, like when we were in the talks and doing the reality show, it was because we, like Brie and I talked about this, we wanted people to see like how hard the women worked at WWE. Like, it was always about the men, and we're like, damn, we work just as hard as these guys, and we wanted people to appreciate us as female wrestlers, not just like whatever else we're doing in our life.
Yep.
And that's been the cool part is it's been women.
Was Total Divas you guys' idea?
Well, so when Brie and I had when we left for those 11 months, because we were over 2-minute matches. Like when our contracts were up, they wanted us to resign. I was like, for 2-minute matches.
Right.
Like, and we asked them, like, what are your ideas for us? There wasn't any. And like at that point, they would never let Brie and I do anything separate. It was always twins. So that's why they never let us wrestle, because unless it was for tag team matches or whatever. But we had spoke to E about a reality show. And so when we spoke to them, we didn't hear anything back for a while. And then there was people at WWE that had talked to E about a show, and they were like, well, hey, we want to do that with the Bella twins. Like, we want to make sure they're part of it. And they're like, well, the Bella twins right now don't work here. So they had to reach out to us like, hey, look, we know this, we want you guys back. And so, you know, we had to like discuss and talk about it. But yeah, that's how all that happened. It's crazy.
Well, I know we got to let you run, but thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
We're not just saying this because you're sitting in front of us. Like we talked about it last night ad nauseum. Cannot wait for the match on Sunday.
Yay. Yes, that means so much to me.
It's going to be massive. I can only imagine.
Huge.
Yes.
There might be blood.
That's right.
I'm sorry, Vince. There might be blood.
Oh my God! If you come out with a crimson mask, I might lose my mind.
Yeah.
Nikki Bella, thank you so much for hanging with us.
Yeah. Thank you guys.